bought this knife, the lady behind the counter started to tell me all the ways to care for the knife, but it quickly turned into all of these rules. She kind of looked like this. She was saying, don't put it in the dishwasher. Don't store it laying flat in the drawer. Wipe between every slice. Make sure you keep it in a humidity-controlled case.
Blah, 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 blah.
I was starting to feel really overwhelmed and almost like scared to take this home and start using this thing because I now had all these rules I had to follow. But then I remembered, this is my knife now. I bought it. You're not the boss of me. I can do whatever I want with it. So I've had this thought in my mind a lot lately, realizing all the ways in life that we follow someone else's rules without really thinking if it's going to work for us. It's actually more prevalent than we realize in all sorts of things that we do, because so often we just do things because that's the way it's done. We don't really think about it much more than that. You know, you just go, well, I suppose this is the rules and this is how I've got to do things. And that's that. For instance, I've realised that as the weather is starting to get cooler, I want to start making my home feel a bit more cozy for autumn, but feeling like I can't really make a video about that because I don't really want to do anything too over the top. You know, you see these people on the internet do these really extravagant, really cool things, and it can be really inspiring, but when I think about myself, I don't really want to do that. Like, it's just not my vibe, you know? I don't want to go out and buy a bunch of plastic pumpkins and put them all over my house just so that it really looks like autumn. Like, I don't want that. I don't want that stuff in my house. I don't want to have to store it in the garage for the rest of the year. Like, that's not what I want. I just want something normal. This time of year is all about the change of the seasons, and to me, it's about the connection with that nature as the leaves change colour, and my favourite part, the smell of the neighbours' fireplaces. So since that's what my favourite things are, that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on making my house smell nice and having those natural elements that remind you of the changes that are happening outside. I don't just want a bunch of plastic stuff in my house. So with that in mind, I'm going to use what I have, what is around me, and what feels more like me. Okay, but I did have a little fail here because the apples from my garden really aren't ripe enough and they smelt a little bit raw still. So I had to use some apples that I bought from the shops, but that's fine because it's still the natural vibe that I want. And I have no idea if you're supposed to put the top of the apple in. It feels like maybe you're not supposed to, but I did, because I'm making the rules up about how this is going to be done. So a few months ago, I took some cuttings from this tree and I put them in the dining room and they looked really good, and I said to myself, I'm going to come back for autumn and take some of these darker leaves from this tree. But I didn't realise that it seems to be turning green. The darker leaves that are like that reddish colour are so high up, there's no way that I could get them. I don't know if this happens every year. I haven't really ever noticed in this tree. So it's not going to be this tree where we get the leaves from. This one is my favourite, and this one is going to look so good in autumn before it loses its leaves. And I can see at the very top that it's starting just to change colour slightly, but I think we've got another 2 months or so probably until it has its full glory. It is so stunning. So it's a no to this other tree, it's a no to this tree, but I do have another option. I have this plum tree. I think it's a plum tree. It's got plum looking things on it. So I'm going to take some cuttings from this and I'm going to try and get really tall cuttings because I want them to be really dramatic in the dining room.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream, now here's reality. Baby, baby, you are really hurting me. 'Cause every time you tell me I look good and that I'm doing fine, but nothing ever changes. And now I see, baby, you are hurting me.
Well, it's definitely pretty huge, let's put it in the corner over there. And don't worry, this, I haven't forgotten about this, but it's just not quite big enough to hold this. So it's gonna go on standby. I'm thinking if I cut it here, one side will have this on the top and then the other side won't, so they'll be a little bit different. Once the hydrangeas have preserved, I'm going to put them in something different. They don't look quite right in this, but I've got to keep them in this glass thing just until they've preserved. And these little candlesticks, I thought of so many different ways to add attachments to hold the candles, but I figured, why not just do it like this? Just melt the bottom of the candle, it'll stay on there securely, and what I want eventually anyway is for these to drip right down, and then I add candle after candle onto the pile of wax. The thing is, I don't want to live my life as a slave to this knife. It's not even that special, but I have absolute clarity that this knife works for me. I don't work for it. I don't want to keep it on the bench top in a special case. I don't want to have to sharpen it every time I use it or wipe between every slice. I'd rather use it however I want, put it in the dishwasher and replace it every year or two and move on with my life. The same goes for decorating my house for autumn, or any other thing really. What actually works and feels right for me. I'm the boss of my life and I'm making the rules. So in the same way that nature intuitively knows when it's time to switch to autumn, you can trust your instincts to do what's right for you. Whether it's how you use a knife, how you decorate your home, your life choices, or whatever, your way is the right way. What? Mom. Is it Mum?
I'm dying.